y'all. Anybody that taps in and join, please share. If you would, share this live. Came here for a brief discussion about spirituality. Peace, gods, goddesses. Anybody that taps in, chimes in, and stick around. If you chime in and you stick around, please share this live for a brief discussion about spirituality, for a question that I was asked. So please share my live if you would, to join other people. So I came here to answer somebody's question, and they asked me what spirituality was to me. They messaged me on Facebook. So anybody that know me, I'm going to introduce myself to those that don't. My name is Ncktur'nl Sanchez, aka Ncktur'nl Se'er. I am a natural born psychic medium. I am and also an intuitive tarot and oracle reader, people reader, period, without the cards, okay? And I do have a service, and it's called Talking Tarot, Manifestations and Constellations. That's also on Facebook, where you can see some of my videos and stuff like that, and on YouTube as well at the Talking Tarot Show, and at the Talking Tarot Ncktur'nl Se'er. I have 2 channels. So anyway, I came here to talk about what spirituality was to me, because it will be different for everybody. Now, we're not talking about religion, because a lot of times people don't separate those 2 things, because it is a thin line when you're talking about religion versus spirituality. You know, the way that we've been taught, it does kind of conglomerate. So what I'm here to do is separate the distinction between what it is to me and many other people. So for me, religion is something that you're taught, something that somebody instills in you, something you have to learn based off of your logic. Spirituality is something that comes natural to you, something that you're naturally drawn to, something that you're naturally open to exploring. Everybody's spirituality will be different. Nobody's is the same. And that's the difference between religion and spirituality. In religion, everybody wants you to be, you're supposed to all think the same. You're supposed to all do the same thing. It's supposed to be, a group thing. But in spirituality, it's not divisive. It's pretty much that everybody respects everybody's different background. Spirituality comes from whatever your DNA information is. You understand what I'm saying? So that being said, your spirituality for me is everybody's personal connection with their life's purpose, which will be different for everybody. Also, when you look at the word spiritual, you have to think about the etymology of this stuff. When you look at the word spirit, you go back and you dig up the root word of that. It talks about, how the root word is Latin for spiritus, or to breathe or to live. So to have spirit is to have an active force, which is what the Bible calls God's active force, right? I think people, because of the way we were taught and indoctrinated, a lot of people don't know how to separate religious ideas from the natural way that we're just naturally connected. You know how they say so is above is below. Like, you can't separate a man from his land, and you can't separate us from the cosmos. It's all connected. It's all one. That's why it's called universe, when in actually we live in a multiverse. So we are omnipotent people, because we have different things going on that we're connected to, different portals and different dimensions and different entities that connects to us based off of our ancient DNA or our ancestral background. This is why I tell people knowing your ancestry is extremely important when you're trying to reconnect with yourself. It's hard to reconnect with yourself when you're estranged from who you are. And if you don't know anything about your ancestry, your personal, individual ancestry, not your collective ancestry, it's kind of hard to redevelop that connection back to yourself. So that way, a lot of that in that sense, a lot of people are disconnected from their purpose. It's hard to find your purpose when you don't know who you are, So then you look at the words ritual. And ritual goes back to whatever your rites is, to whatever entities that you connect with. And it's going to be different for everybody. There's people who connect with certain deities based off of their ancestry. And there's people connected to certain deities based off of their religious beliefs. Those are two different things. It's the reason why most people that look like me are fighting against this Jesus character now. Most of us didn't have religious rights to that. We didn't have rights to that. So a ritual is like a ceremony, or something that you do constantly. Something that you do on a daily basis. When you put the word spirit and ritual together, then you have spiritual, and then ality is just in the intertwining of something. Spirituality. So everybody's spirituality is extremely different. And based on your ancestry and your DNA blueprint, it's going to differ from everybody. And this is why I don't like when people judge other people based off of whatever their spiritual knowledge is, or based off of whatever spiritual level they're at. Because there is levels to this. There is levels to it. And a lot of people don't respect the levels. A lot of people don't respect the process of spirituality. We're all born spiritual. But we're also taken away from that spirituality as we're being indoctrinated with religion. You understand what I'm saying? So when people finally come out of religion, they're finding their way back to their natural way, which is spirituality. For some, it's going to be, some people may turn, there are certain deities, right? Some people may turn to the Orishas. Some people may turn to the Greek gods. Some people might turn to Jehovah. Some people might turn to Allah. Some people might turn to Muhammad. Some people might turn to Jesus. But if that is your religious right or your ancestral right, that ain't for nobody to judge. Because to everybody, it's going to be different. Some people are going to turn to Buddha. But if that is if that is your spiritual right based off of your ancestry and your DNA, then can't nobody judge you for that. And another thing I want to say before I get off of this live is that reality is constantly changing for everybody. There's going to be people that at one point in their spiritual journey, they may open up to certain things, and they may elevate from that one thing that they were open to. They're not going to stay there. Some people, when they go through their journeys, they don't stay stuck on one thing. They have different, everybody's calling is different based off of your ancestral DNA. Some people were called to be seers. Some people were called to be, spirituality can be anything. I think I said this in another video, that there can be people that may have come through battling depression, battling drug addictions, battling abuse. If your spiritual journey is calling you to reconnect people that have been broken in those areas, then that is your spiritual journey. It may not be to read people. It may not be to be a tarot reader, a psychic medium, or be into, it may not be what the next person's is, but spirituality is one's own reconnection to their life's purpose, bottom line. And it's going to be different from everybody, and it's not going to be the same thing all the time. It's not. When people have babies, when you have a baby, the moment a woman finds out she's pregnant, or a man finds out he's having a baby, that reality instantly changes like that. So when people think that there's only one reality, that's not even realistic, because everybody's reality is constantly changing. When our loved ones go back to the other side and they transition, and we've had them in our life for 25, 30 years, our reality changes at that very moment, because now we're adjusting to not having something in the physical that we once had, or we're adjusting to having something in the physical that we once did not have. All of those are reality adjustments. And everybody's spiritual journey is going to be constant reality adjustments. So we have to get to a place to where we stop beating people down or judging them based off of their reality. Let people have their reality, as long as they're not bothering you, as long as they're not forcing their reality on you. It's going to be different for everybody. Everybody's calling is going to be different. So that's what spirituality is for me. And I didn't come here to stay long. I just came here to talk about my own definition. I'm not here to, judge or put nobody else's spiritual journey down, because it's going to be different for everybody. And I respect the process. I respect everybody's ancestry, because everybody's journey and spiritual journey is connected to their ancestry. Period. Pointblank.com. That's all I came here to say. Thank y'all for those who did join in. If you share my live, thank you for that as well. And see y'all on the next live that I do. Y'all can meet me on Facebook at Nyere Sanchez. That's NYEREE SANCHEZ. And you can also meet me at my page, The Talking Tarot Show. That's Talk The Talking Tarot Show. THETALK_N Tarot TAROT show SHOW. Meet me on Facebook, y'all, because I do these videos all the time. But I came here today just to do the live because I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna share it to my Facebook page to answer the question to the person who asked. So anyway, y'all, enjoy the rest of y'all week. Happy Wednesday, and I'll see y'all on the next one.